So Russell Simmons, right? Russell Simmons did what Diddy didn't, because Diddy thought that he thought that he was untouchable. And Cassie and her new man said otherwise. And then it opened up the floodgates. I think that Russell Simmons might be the oracle. I think that this old freaky man is the oracle. Because he's seen his time coming. And he's seen this Adult Survivors Act happening over in New York. And he said, I'm getting the hell up out of there. I'm not about to be over there. I'm about to be in Bali or in a tent somewhere in Egypt, y'all. We got to go, or wherever it is that he at. We don't even know where Russell Simmons is anymore. But he definitely somewhere specifically where you can't extradite. And he's saying that that's just a matter of coincidence. He's saying he just like it there. He didn't say that he's there because they couldn't extradite him. He said he just like hanging out there. So you sold all your companies and then you moved over into a city where you couldn't be extradited just because you like the tents there. This dude is wild. All right, let me play some of this and then we're going to see what's happening. I'm going to drop the link inside of the chat.
This morning, music mogul Russell Simmons stepping away from his businesses.
Russell Simmons, now the latest big name, left to...
All right, let me fast forward it to this because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. I don't want to be going through all of the news stuff. I want to just get straight to it.
Accuse you.
I heard someone else say this, that I was quite frivolous. Look, there's a song by Houdini, I'm a hoe, I'm a hoe. 3 different girls after every show. Culturally, we thought that was the right way. And a number of sexual partners and compromising positions I put myself in is beyond anybody's imagination.
You said you had more foursomes than most men have.
Look at this dude sitting in the yoga monks position, talking about how many sexual partners he done had. What a old freaky man.
Partners.
Yeah.
Foursomes than most men have.
Imagination.
You said you had more foursomes than most men have partners.
Yeah, and that wasn't really, I think it was cultural and silly and egotistic and sad and from an insecurity that feeds it, and a lot of reasons why we were that way. If you slept with as many people as I slept with, thousands, and we're talking about 6 people.
There were like 20, right? I mean, that range from
I spoke
assault
poorly. You mean
rape
that's not, no. Yeah.
Did this dude just say he slept with thousands of people? And he didn't even be specific and say I slept with thousands of women. He said I slept with thousands of people. Let me rewind it. I just want look. This is my first time seeing this video. And I just want to be very, very clear about what it is that I'm watching. I want to be very, very clear. This dude put up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. I want to be very clear about what it is that I'm watching. All right? I want to hear what he said again.
Thousands. And we're talking about 6 people. As many people as I slept with. There's a lot of reasons why we were that way. If you slept with as many people as I slept with, thousands. And we're talking about 6 people.
There were like 20, right? I mean, that range from
I spoke
assault
poorly.
to
You mean
rape to...
That's not, no. Yeah. I spoke poorly to 15 of them. 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time. I'm a Def Comedy Jam guy. I was crude. So how many compromising situations was I in? And if you call that person and say, can you help me help these other women, then you can get them to tell a story and reimagine a story. And I'm not here to say what they were thinking, but I can simply tell you that I was in so many compromising situations that people can have a recollection from 30 or 40 years ago. And it can be different from my recollection. And it could be one where there was perhaps collaboration. If you had more foursomes than most guys had one, could someone leave and feel hurt? Could someone leave and feel they wish they hadn't? Could someone reimagine a story out of thousands of people? Could someone want notoriety in a market where people thirst for fame, even infamous? Could someone who just came out of jail and want to sue you because they had an experience and they can reimagine it just a little bit different. And could you be vulnerable enough to accept it? I took 9 lie detector tests. People don't know that. 9 separate. 7 from the chairman of the Polygraph Association. 1 for each of the serious accusations. 1 for when someone said, for instance, I was violent. One person said that. I've never been violent. Took that. And 1 for I apologized. I never apologized about assaulting anyone. But if 2 people say it, because one said it and me too, and the second person said it, then I took a test for it. 3 hours per test by 2 polygraph examiners. 1 that I've never done this to anyone and 1 I've never done to each individual. Some people say that they're not accurate, but if they're 94% accurate, I did 9 of them, it's pretty clear that I don't believe it. I even asked well, what if I believe it, but it's not true? He said, your subconscious will get you. I said, I don't know how true that is, but that's what was told to me by the chairman of the Polygraph Association. He was filmed, by the way, talking about this, so there's footage available. No one in the mainstream would cover that.
Why do you think that is?
There's a narrative.
Which is what?
That we don't want to go backwards. We want to believe women.
It's a lot to parse through here, guys. All right, so a couple different things that we need to. You nasty old man. You nasty, nasty, nasty old man. Yo, listen, this dude, and again, I'm just going to quote him word for word. He said, I slept with thousands of people. Now, he said he's had more foursomes. Does that include you and 3 women, or you and another woman, or 2 other women and another? Honestly, I want to know what he eating. That's why I'm switching to plant life. I said, listen, if you got that type of, to be able to buzz down 4 different chicks in one session, multiple different times throughout the day, I need to know what you eating, bro. I just want to know what you eating, bro. That's all I want to know. Of all the things I need to, Graham is not asking the right questions. Kristen said this is a whole separate show. Graham I know, I get it, but I'm just saying, is it enough plants for you to be able to do that? And I'm pretty sure he wasn't plant-based then. He was, listen, a young Russell, if you watch Crush Groove, he was a young man. I don't think that he was plant-based back then. I'm pretty sure that he wasn't plant-based. That is a more recent, within the last 10, 20 year type of thing that he had going on, where he was doing yoga and doing plants and all of that other type of stuff. I want to know what this dude is eating, or did he get the Blue Chew before the Blue Chew was coming out? You know what I'm saying? Foursome? He said I had more foursomes than dudes had onesomes with different people. And does he have the hive? And did he have the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Look. Think about this for a second. If you've been with thousands of people and you was like in the drug-filled environment and stuff, you gotta. Chances are the same way that he did the calculation when it came to the polygraph test, because I believe him on that. I believe that almost every single one of these people got into a situation, they joined into the foursome, and then they probably woke up and felt some type of way about it, and then they tried to sue him in order to get some money. That's not beyond, you know what I'm saying, being able to recognize. I believe him, especially if he took 9 polygraph tests, different people, whatever, so on and so forth. I could rock with that. I'm trying to understand whether or not these people got something that you can't really get rid of, because it's no possible way that you could not have gotten something considering all of the stuff that you didn't just said that you did.
But women and celebrities may be in some cases a little different. But we don't want to not believe women. We have to believe women.
No, we don't.
We have to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we can't demonize people without proof either. Twitter cannot make a decision. I've never spoken to a policeman. I've never spoken to a judge. about anything.
Got the heck up out of the Americas, though.
So who's the judge and the jury here?
I'm gonna drop the
Maybe
link.
you haven't lived
I'm
in-
gonna drop the link in the chat for you guys. All right.
In the real
You
world.
got any questions or you want to hold me accountable? It's gonna be phone call only. I am not bringing y'all up on the stream, so you can be more than welcome to say whatever you want to say without having to worry about your face ending up on the live stream. All right. I'm gonna play the rest of this while I drop that though.
It's gray. No one's intentionally hurt anybody. It's a big difference. No one pushed anybody, and being pushy is different from pushing someone. It's very gray.
Rape is a strong allegation, and some of these stories were that you pinned women down. I mean, like bad stuff, either happened or it didn't, right?
Yeah, it's a serious word, but I think they've changed the meaning.
How so?
Because I've never been violent to anybody. The rape is a violent crime. So it is a very serious. Somebody jumps out of bushes and rapes somebody, it's different, I think. So it's a different kind of recollection. I mean, so I don't think anybody's saying it was violent. Of course, I've been insensitive, but certainly.
Bro, you just need to talk like a regular person instead of trying to talk like a monk.
All of what I've had has been.
Link is in the description for y'all to be able to call in or
judgment
call in and ask your question or say whatever you want to say to me. Yo, he talking in too many riddles, man. And I'm going to be honest, like, I just don't do riddles. It's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't do riddles. I'm going to read y'all super chat shortly.
My goodness. We all need to learn to be better listeners. All of us.
What? What are you talking about?
I think that the culture and the climate was different. People interacted was different. And I think to judge 40 years ago as if it was today, we get in trouble. We have to accept where we were and move on and be somewhere else in the future if we don't like where we were.
Link is pinned to the top of the
And
chat.
I think that we're doing that now. And I think that's the good that comes from me too. And, I think this next generation should be more sensitive, and we should have a new way forward. And this is helping us to form a new way forward. It's a great movement. It's done a lot of great work for women. It's sensitized men in ways that they were not sensitized. And for that, I'm grateful.
Bruh, you just said that you bust down thousands and thousands of women or of people. Let me be clear. Thousands and thousands of people, and you was in these streets, man. Please don't hit me with the we need to be more sensitive now. I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, that stuff. Sorry, y'all.
Had a do-over with that period, what do you think you would do differently?
A lot, but I don't have a do-over. This is the thing about practicing, being here now, and accepting.
Do y'all think that he looked happy? Honestly, do y'all think that he looked happy? When y'all observe this and y'all see this, do y'all think that he actually looks happy? Just curious. Let me make sure I turn this off and turn this back on again. Link for y'all to be able to cam up is in the description.
What you learned and move forward. We can't do over. I haven't spoken to anybody for 5 years. It's ruined my life. It's ruined my relationship with a lot of everything. All my 5 charities have gone down. I had a lot of work. I had a lot of people I was trying to help. I had a lot of things I was doing. And I've been locked out of it. I don't want this to be the trigger to turn everything around again.
At some point, somebody's going to ask you about this, so why not do it in a controlled environment where
Is it controlled? Are you going to Graham?
No.
All right,
So,
well, let's go.
Explain why November 23 is an important month for you.
Oh, well, they've had a year, the accusers, to sue me, and I haven't been sued. But I kind of believe that a lot of stuff's been the media.
Family, you all the way in a whole nother environment. What are you talking about?
First of all, 40-year-old stories are quite hard to prove, I guess, but in civil suits, maybe not. But they're 40-year-old stories, but they've been covered by the media. But I can't speculate as to why I haven't been sued, but we're talking about 6 serious accusations.
What did you think of the doc?
I didn't watch it.
Why not?
Because it's not true. And I think that Oprah said the stories don't add up.
Oprah also came out and said she believed the women.
I stand in support of these women. I believe them. It was a hard decision because I knew that Russell Simmons had started publicly pressuring me, and that me pulling out of the documentary was going to look like I was being pressured.
How do you square the two?
Well, her
in
saying
terms of her?
She said she believed women, but if you want to call Oprah, I can give you her number. She made a movie about some women and then made it very public that she was making the movie and that she made the movie, and then she walked away. She has not come back in support. Isn't she a supporter of black women or not? You should call her. She will not defend those women. Those are black women that she said she supported. She will not defend them. She cried on the phone to multiple witnesses that she didn't even know, because she learned that hurt people, and that her stories, as an investigative journalist herself, she knows those stories should never have been printed, much less made a movie about.
I feel him though. Somebody said he looked sick, like unwell. No, he looked pretty healthy to me. He just old. He just aged. Let me look at his age. Russell Simmons age. Oh, he ain't that old. I thought he was really, really old. He's not that old. He's 50. He's 66 years old. He was born in 1957. He's 66, he almost 70 years old. He's almost 70 years old. He just looked like he ain't had no sleep last night because he knew that Graham was coming.
What conversations did you and Oprah have during that process?
Well, the first thing I called her and I said, I'm glad it's you making the movie, because people rush to judgment, and you're a reporter. I said, well, have you spoken to anybody who was there at the time or around that time? And then she called them. She studied them. She read their books. And then that's caused her to walk away from the movie.
What she had said, just to be clear, on like CBS this morning was that she felt more time was needed, and
to make a whole documentary, not about
me.
She said to change it. She said to change the whole thing. Is what she told me. She told him she wanted to change the entire thing to a documentary about men in general, about the whole music industry, and that I couldn't be a subject anymore because she had found too much contradictory evidence about the stories about me. That's what she told them. And that's what you could ask her that. Everybody she interviewed, she taped. She taped about 20 witnesses.
She need to drop them interviews.
Those tapes are available.
So we can identify whether or not these chicks be lying or not.
Investigating this, maybe you should dig into those tapes. I don't want to go far into this discussion because it is a very sad moment. It was the most traumatizing experience in my entire life. It hurt my children. There are people with 40 accusations you'd be interviewing right now, and this subject wouldn't come up. I feel a little bit targeted, but please continue.
And I was going to say, to be clear.
No, don't get mad because he asking the questions that we all want to know about. We're not interested in anything except for this.
This is not an investigation. You have not really talked about this before, and so I was merely trying to get your thoughts on
well, I don't want to
this,
sound defensive, but yes, I told my children I would not speak about this.
Yoga, GDOS, and Hip Hop 50 are the three remaining topics, and I want to get a little bit with you sitting down about yoga and GDOS, since
you can shape my life to be a good life and be a servant to God, or you can me up. It really is, could be that dramatic.
So let me ask y'all a question. You want us to, how many people want to hear about Russell Simmons talking about yoga, GDOS, and Hip Hop 50? Nah, fam, I want to get your thoughts on what the heck is happening with this Adult Survivors Act and what you think about Puffy. That's what I want to know.
You know, and it's been, because I left and I spent so much time here, people have assumed that I really left and ran, even though I'm back in America all the time. I'm behind the 8 ball. So I'm not expecting you.
Wait a minute, you be in America all the time? Russell Simmons be in America all the time?
Put yourself, make you look like you're wrong about anything, or that you're in favor, but you have the tools. Please don't.
You have the tools to provide context, and context in any story is everything.
Everything.
Yeah. What have the past 5 to 6 years been like for you since 2017?
Well, I've written 4 books. I built a hotel. We have a talent agency that has 300 people working all around the world. And I live in Disneyland, yoga and vegan Disneyland. So God gave me a new lease on life and new things. Also a lot of self-reflection. How can I make that better?
All right, we heard all that we need to hear. My thoughts on this is that I think that he nasty, but I don't think that he's lying. I think that he was super freaky, and I don't know if you can put that back in the Pandora's box, but I don't necessarily think that he's lying. I think that it's a lot of people that see it as a come up, seen it as a come up, and to be honest with you, this kind of showcases why you guys don't want to be famous. Because if you don't have any self-control, being famous and having money don't make you better. All it do is enable more bad behavior. And I have to wonder whether or not this guy is infected with something, because you can't sleep with thousands and thousands of people and miss the mark every time, especially during the Magic Johnson era.